Hey, now you wanna appear. They are a bit derpy like capybaras. They just stone all day, rain or shine, they just whatever. Hi everyone, welcome to Mandai Monthly, your guide to enjoying Mandai Wildlife Reserve. Along the Penguin Trail in Night Safari, we have 3 Indian Gharials. There's one right there. Wait, that's not an Indian Gharial. A lot of guests in Night Safari mistaken floating logs like that as an Indian Gharial. There she is. That's one of our girls. One fun fact about our Indian Gharials is we call all of them panjang. Panjang means long and they are quite long, so maybe that's one reference. One way to differentiate the males and the females is by looking at the end of their snout. For males, there is a large growth at the end of their long snout. This growth is called a gara, which means mud pot in Hindi. Typically, male Gharials use their gara to attract females, but our male actually uses the gara to chase our females away, especially during feeding time. Feeding them is a bit like playing hide and seek. You have to find them. Hello. How we feed the Gharial is by throwing the fish next to their snouts. This is to encourage their natural behavior because their long snouts are specially designed to catch fast-moving prey underwater. When our male catches the fish, he is a bit of a showboat, so he will come all the way up just to swallow the fish. He's such a drama king. Our females are a bit more demure. They'll catch the fish and then they'll just raise their head a bit to eat the fish. Guests typically think of this Indian Gharial exotic as just an Instagrammable spot because of the fairy lights. But actually you should see our Gharials! So one way to spot them is by looking for their heads. Normally they just pop their head above water. Or if you can come earlier, you can see them basking at the sandbank over there. Sometimes you can even see them resting their heads on each other. A bit like an old married couple. They are a lot longer than you think. Most of the time, you just see their head above water. But if you see them on land, they can go up to 5 to 6 meters long. I've noticed they are a little bit clumsy on land. They tend to belly slide to get into the water. One more thing about the Indian Gharials is the males actually look after the young. They can look after up to 100 hatchlings from different pairings. Guests normally ask us whether they are alligators or crocodiles. There are actually 3 different species: the crocodiles, the alligators, and the Gharials. The crocodile actually has a long and pointed snout. The alligator has a broad and rounded snout, while the Gharials actually have a long and slender snout. Another way is to tell by their teeth. Crocodiles, you can see their bottom teeth. Alligators, you can only see their top teeth. But Gharials, you can see their interlocking teeth. Crocodiles are rough and scaly, alligators are rough and armored, and Gharials are smooth and soft. We've been working closely with Gharial Ecology project to help bridge the knowledge gaps between wild Indian Gharials and those that are under human care. This work is especially important because Indian Gharials are critically endangered. We've been actively collecting data on them and conducting regular health checks. This is to gain valuable insight on these species. Recently, we did a health check on our Indian Gharials and it was such a big team effort. Multiple departments like the vets, herpetology team and animal care came down to help make this thing possible. It took 8 of us to carry one Indian Gharial out of the water so that the vets could do their health check on them. With great teamwork, we managed to conduct the whole procedure as efficiently and stress-free as possible for the animal. We currently care for the largest group of Indian Gharials outside of India. Apart from Night Safari, you can also find them in River Wonders and Singapore Zoo. However, these species rarely bred under human care outside of India, which is highly unusual for a crocodilian species. Our herpetology team recently went to India to learn from the experts who work with wild populations. We have been trialling several changes such as adjusting environmental factors like enhancing their basking zones and adding new heating and lighting setups. Also, we added more sand to their sandbanks for potential nesting sites. To explore breeding queues, we played audio calls from other males, also known as a pop, to see how our female responds. We are continuously monitoring and refining our care, so fingers crossed as we hope for the best outcome. That's it for Mandai Monthly. Next time you're in night safari, do come down to Pangolin Trail to spot our Gharials. See you around!